Historically, Uptober has been the best month for crypto because 11 out of the 13 months since we've been keeping track of the price of the crypto market, it has been green. So if that's an indication of how well this month can go, then we are in for a very, very good month. And because we are in crypto, nothing in crypto is guaranteed. So nothing in this video is financial advice. So always make sure to do your own research. All I'm doing is sharing my personal thoughts and opinions on these projects here. So let's go ahead and start off the month of October with a Memecoin tier list video and ranking what I believe are some of the best potential meme coins to do well for this particular month. And once again, this is not an exhaustive list. So what I'm planning actually on doing is that every week releasing a meme coin tier list video. So you could consider this as part one of this meme coin tier list video series here. So if you don't see any of your meme coins, or if you believe that there's a specific meme coin that should appear on this meme coin tier list series, then make sure to add that in the comments below, and I'd love to have a look at them. So let's get ranking. So here we are at our tier list, and you can see that we'll be ranking these meme coins based on the following tiers here. So on our left, we have Godly as the top one, Awesome, Good, Fair, and at the very bottom we have the garbage tier. And once again, we'll be ranking these meme coins based on the potential multiples, not on the quality of the project. So I just want to make that clear, that we'll be ranking these meme coins based on their potential multiples. So let's start off with the king daddy of all meme coins, which is DOGECOIN. So right now DOGECOIN is sitting at a market cap of $40 billion. So really, really big. And at this bull run, I could see DOGECOIN maybe doing, a 3x from here, maybe a 5x. And, if it does a 5x, that means that it crosses over the $100 billion mark. But once again, since DOGECOIN is such a big market cap, but the one thing that I do notice is that when the market rips, DOGECOIN is the meme coin that attracts a lot of that initial liquidity. So with that, I'm going to have to put, I was thinking about putting in the garbage tier, but, I think it could do potentially about 3 to 5x. So I'm going to put it in the fair tier. And also right here, we have is Biddy. So Biddy is the mascot for Bitcoin, and we've seen how well mascots can perform here. And simply because Bitcoin is the, the god crypto of all of crypto, Biddy will be sticking around for a very, very long time throughout the duration of this bull cycle. So it has relevance from the very, very beginning to the very, very end. Right now sitting at a market cap of only $7 million. I believe that this meme coin could run extremely hard, and I'm going to have to put Biddy in the godly tier. So let's go ahead and have a look at Pepe here. So Pepe, to many, they believe that this is the meme coin that's going to lead this entire super cycle. So right now, the market cap of Pepe is sitting at $4 billion. So from here, it could go anywhere between about a 5x to maybe a 10x from here. So that would push it to a market cap of, let's say, $20 to $40 billion. So, with that, I'm going to have to put Pepe in the good tier here. So let's go ahead and move to Doge here. So Doge, in my opinion, is the strongest beta play to XPX 6900, and I believe that XPX 6900 will perform extremely well this bull run. So right now, we've seen over the last couple of days actually that Doge was sitting around the $10 million support floor for a while, and then it just burst and it had a massive breakout and around from a $10 million market cap all the way up to just within the last 24 hours to a $30 million market cap, doing a quick 3x. So we can see how fast and explosive Doge could get attention. And during the peak of Doge, you saw that pretty much every meme coin video, the entire community was just raiding the comment section saying, Doge, 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 Doge. So you could bet that when the euphoria comes back to the market and it's, let's say, XPX and Doge season, that type of, support and like fanatics will come back to the entire crypto market. So with that, I'm going to have to put Doge in the godly tier. So let's move on to XPX 6900 here. So XPX 6900, in my opinion, has that ability to lead this entire meme coin super cycle. And it came out a little bit after Pepe. So that's why, in my opinion, it's either going to be a combination of whether it's going to be Pepe and or XPX 6900 that's going to be the leader of this meme coin super cycle. So right now, XPX sitting at a $1.2 billion market cap. And from here, simply because it has Murad backing up this project, and he's such a prominent voice in the meme coin community. I could see XPX doing, a 10x or more after that. So because of that, I'm going to have to put XPX in the good tier. All right, next up we have is Manual. Now we saw Manual just recently have an explosive breakout, going from about a $50 million market cap, which it was consolidating for over a month, and doing about 4.5x in a matter of a few days, running from a $15 million market cap all the way to a $70 million market cap. Right now, the market cap of Manual is sitting at about a $40 million market cap, but we can see once again how explosive Manual can be, because they have strong partnership, they have a very, very strong community, and also at the same time they are in partnership with Shiba and a lot of really prominent KOLs as well. And also they're looking to extend beyond just being a meme coin. And if you go to the X page, they actually have a roadmap laid out in terms of adding a lot of utility to their meme coin ecosystem. And because of all those bullish reasons, and especially how we just saw them run really, really hard, initially I would put Manual in the good tier, but I'm actually going to elevate the status of Manual into the awesome tier, because I believe that during the euphoric phase of this bull run, it is going to do extremely, extremely well. This simply because it could attract so much liquidity and attention to this project, and not saying as well that it also is based on the most famous and pampered Shiba Inu throughout the entire internet, which has over 20 million followers. So that would be very, very helpful in terms of getting a lot of attention onto this project here. Next up we have is Pudgy Penguin. So Pudgy Penguin is a very, very famous NFT, especially in the last bull run right here. It's on the larger side in terms of a market cap, sitting at about $2 billion market cap. So, with that, I could potentially see it doing maybe like a 5x or more, pushing it to, let's say, a $10 billion market cap. With that, I would put Pudgy Penguins in the fair category right here. So we'll go ahead and put Pudgy Penguins in the fair category, and we have Pandu here. So Pandu has been on an absolute tear. So for this about a week ago, it was only sitting a market cap of about $3 million, and it bounced very nicely off the support and ran all the way up to creating a brand new all-time high of $15 million, which it currently sits at right now. Super, super strong community. And I love how this meme coin adds the whole narrative of meme coin plus AI as well. So, it's a good reminder, very similar to how Turbo was the first, meme coin that incorporated AI into their particular project here. And also Pandu is, in my opinion, and probably a lot of you guys would agree that Pandu is the strongest beta play to Pudgy Penguin. So tons of catalysts going for it, and it can move so fast. And with that, I believe that during the euphoric phase of this bull run, Pandu is going to do some really exceptional numbers here. So I'm going to put Pandu in the godly tier. So let's move on and talk about Toshi here. So Toshi, to many, believe that this cat here is the mascot for the base chain, once again being based on Brian Armstrong, which is the co-founder of Coinbase, probably one of the largest exchanges in the world, if not the largest exchange, seen by many people here. So with a lot of support and backing, and once again being the main mascot for what many believe will be the most popular layer 2, which is the base chain for this particular bull run, it's going to attract a lot of attention and liquidity to the entire base ecosystem, and a lot of that is also going to be passed on to Toshi here. So Toshi right now is sitting about $250 million market cap. So from here, I could see that it could run into the billions, because it already has at its all-time high. So from here in the euphoric phase, I could see I'm going to be putting Toshi in the good tier. So let's move on to the next one. Now the next one is one that I very, very, very briefly covered on here, but I believe this one here is going to be a big surprise. So once again, we were on the topic of talking about meme coins that are built on base, which right now Toshi is the main one when it comes to what is the most popular meme coin on base. But this one right here, called Midas the Minotaur, could be one of those big surprises that does really well this bull run. And simply because right now, when you think about it, we do not have a legitimate mascot that celebrates this bull run here. So that's why I'm super bullish on Midas the Minotaur for two reasons. Number one is that, you know, it has the potential to represent and be the mascot for this bull run. And the second big reason is that it's built on base. And this is very similar to what I mentioned about Toshi being built on base, is that base, in my opinion, will be one of the biggest chains in terms of attracting attention and liquidity during the euphoric phase of this bull run. So right now, the market cap of Midas the Minotaur is only sitting at $5 million. So just imagine how hard this project could potentially run to. They have a very strong team. Their community is super active, and they're in the right narratives as well. And right now, with that void and vacancy of, you know, what is the main bull mascot to represent this bull run, Midas the Minotaur could be that mascot that fills in for that particular role. So because of the potential of this project here, you know, I'm bouncing between awesome and godly, but I'm gonna go and put it in the godly tier, because right now I think that position of being the mascot of this bull run is one that's going to attract a lot of attention and liquidity to this project here. So let's go ahead and talk about KITTEHCOIN here now. KITTEHCOIN is becoming one of my favorite projects because it is the true legitimate rival and competition to DOGECOIN, where both of them, DOGECOIN and KITTEHCOIN, have their origins based on 2013, in which both of these coins came out here. So of course we know that DOGECOIN became the victorious one, but simply by having KITTEHCOIN re-enter the picture and with the mission to reclaim its spot in the meme coin hierarchy and lead all cat meme coins. And we've seen how well cat meme coins can do. You had MEOW, for example, Toshi, as well as PopCat, all going into their billions at the all-time highs here. So right now, the market cap of KITTEHCOIN is only sitting at about a $2.5 million market cap. So in my opinion, I believe that KITTEHCOIN is absolutely going to rip during the euphoric phase of this bull run right here, especially when people are going to be looking at, you know, what other cat meme coins could provide better multiples than, let's say, MEOW, PopCat, and Toshi, for example. They are going to come across KITTEHCOIN, and with the lore and narrative behind KITTEHCOIN being the legitimate rival to DOGECOIN, there's several ways that people are going to see it that's really going to increase the status and value of KITTEHCOIN. So not only are people going to compare KITTEHCOIN to the valuations of, let's say, a PopCat or a MEOW or a Toshi, which will be in the hundreds, if not in the billions, but also since it's seen as the legitimate rival to DOGECOIN, a lot of people are going to ask the question, can KITTEHCOIN, you know, get to a similar or the same valuation as DOGECOIN? So that would absolutely make KITTEHCOIN, you know, pump super hard. But once again, this is crypto, nothing is guaranteed, but I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions in terms of how the market could potentially view this project. And because of all that bullish catalyst, I'm going to be putting KITTEHCOIN in the godly tier here. So let's move on to the PUMP.FUN token. So right now the market cap sitting at about $2 billion. But the one thing that this project has going for it is that it attracts attention and liquidity rapidly. It's super instant. And the one thing it has for it is that with this new feature that it implemented, where, you know, you have a lot of content creators coming there, creating their own tokens and live streaming, what it does is it creates this very positive feedback loop where now it's an easy way for Pump.FUN to onboard a lot of content creators that have you know, strong audiences. So that brings a lot of attention to this platform right here. And we saw that Alex Beckard was you know, he has his own token, he streams there, and you're gonna have many more of these content creators that have very strong audiences using you know, the Pump.FUN platform. And because of that, it's gonna attract so much attention. And initially I was thinking about putting in the fair category, but I think because of that, positive feedback loop of onboarding content creators very, very easily and attracting everyday retail people, I'm going to be elevating the status of the PUMP.FUN token to the good category. Another meme coin that fits into the absurd meme coin narrative is shitcoin. Now, we covered shitcoin in our last video, so if you hadn't had the chance to watch that video, make sure to check it out because it goes into this project in depth here. So I'm super bullish on this project for several reasons. Is because once again, it's in a proven narrative where you had the likes of, let's say, fart coin, useless coin, worthless coin being worth tens if not hundreds of millions of dollars, and even reaching into the billions, such as Fartcoin at its all-time high of getting to over $2 billion in terms of its market cap here. So right now, the market cap of shitcoin is only sitting at $2 million. So just imagine how crazy this meme coin can potentially rip to, and has a super strong community. The team is extremely active on their socials, posting anything between like 10 posts, 20 posts, 30 posts per day. So super doing their job in terms of engaging with their community. So and once again, there's a lot of KOL starting to cover this particular coin here, but simply being in the absurd narrative, there is already proven to perform exceptionally well here. So this could be one of those big surprises as well. So right now, sitting at a super tiny market cap of $2 million, and looking at all the other successful projects that are in that same narrative, I'm going to put the potential of shitcoin in the godly tier here. So let me know if you agree with that as well. So in my opinion, I think that has the potential to do some incredible multiples this bull run. Okay, so this meme coin here is called 4. So you can see just by the icon right here, that is a hand with 4 fingers here. So also, if you look at the face, and I'll just have a look, I'll just zoom out right here, you can see that it's the same logo that you see on Binance here. So this one right here, brand new, just came across it. I thought that I'd throw it in here right now. So the whole idea behind this meme coin that is called 4 is that it's actually based on CZ. So for example, if you go to their X page, you can see this picture right here of CZ, and and he's holding up the number 4, because really what that is supposed to be like this sign that symbolizes anti-FUD, and also represents, let's say, the 4-year cycle. So that's why after every 4 years, usually it turns into a really, really euphoric and bullish market here. So with this coin here, it's actually a really big coin already. So you can see that it just came out on October 2nd, which is 1 day ago, and its market cap is already sitting at $171 million. So with this, the reason why I brought, I wanted to bring this to your attention is I'm curious to know, and once again, let me know your opinion, whether this meme coin could be the main, like, let's say, staple meme coin for the BNB chain here, that really helps kickstart the BNB chain when it comes to meme coins. Because right now, when it comes to, like, if anyone asks you what's the most popular meme coin when it comes to the BNB chain, I don't think a lot of people can mention any specific meme coin that stands up recently. So they need a meme coin that's going to bring the BNB chain back into relevancy for this particular bull run. But I'm wondering if this could be that meme coin that leads that movement now when it becomes to elevating the status of the BNB chain into that same stratosphere of, let's say, a Solana or Ethereum, that it's going to attract a lot of people to their ecosystem when it comes to meme coins. So right now, having a market cap of $171 million and being based on CZ, and also symbolizing the anti-FUD sign, that's something that a lot of people in this crypto space can relate to, but simply because of its association with CZ. And once again, I have no confirmation in terms of right now is CZ actually backing up this project. Is this based on CZ's sign, or that picture that you saw him holding up 4 fingers there? This could run into the billions, and because of that, I'm gonna put this meme coin, the 4 meme coin, in the good categories. And here's another meme coin here, also built on the BNB chain, that seems to be getting a lot of attention now, and this is KITTEHCOIN. So this dog right here is the brother to bonk. So once again, this could be a strong beta play to bonk. So when it becomes bonk season, of course, we know that Momo right now is probably the strongest beta play to bonk, but this could be one of those meme coins that runs really hard as well. And right now the market cap of DOGECOIN is only sitting at $2.5 million market cap, so really tiny when you compare it to obviously bonk. Bonk is sitting in the billions right now. If it has the potential to run and get to those types of valuations, that could be some crazy multiples from there. But once again, this is even though it's getting a lot more attention, it's still not talked as much. So I'd like to see this project here get more eyeballs on it, and because of that, I'm gonna have to put right now DOGECOIN in the, let's say, the awesome or the good category. So I'm gonna go ahead right now and put it in the awesome category, simply because it could still run really hard, super small market cap, and and when the bonk narrative takes off, it could be one of those strong beta plays that gets a lot of the money and liquidity and attracts a lot of attention to that project. All right, so this next meme coin project here is a unique one. It's called Ass Liquid, and you probably saw Superman covering this, but I really want to touch base to see how or where this particular project would rank, especially how well it could potentially do during the euphoric phase of this bull run. And I think it's really unique for several reasons. Is first of all, if you think about the name Ass Liquid, it uses strong language that everyday people can understand. So automatically it has that retail appeal. So, for those, who are just looking to jump into Memecoin, that, they probably don't want to put too much effort into understanding, Ass Liquid definitely, has that profound effect where it attracts a lot of attention, especially from the everyday person who is not in the trenches. Also, because of its name as well, Ass Liquid, it also falls into that absurd meme coin narrative, very similar to the shit coins and the fart coins, for example. And because of that, it has massive viral appeal. But what's really cool about this project, it actually has utility as well. So if you jump to their website right here, you'll also see that they are actually a perp dex. And once again, when we look at the origins of the name Ass Liquid here, we understand that the word ass comes from Aster, which is a very popular perp dex right now, sitting at a market cap of $3.5 billion, combined with the word liquid, which comes from Hyperliquid, which is valued at over $13 billion. And that's when you combine the two together, that's how we come up with the name of this meme coin, Ass Liquid, right here. So it's really unique because it does have that strong language. It does belong to the absurd meme coin narrative. It's right now probably one of the strongest or unknown hidden gems when it comes to beta play to Aster and Hyperliquid, which will be a very popular narrative when it comes to perp dexes, as we're seeing right now. And because of all that stuff, it has utility as well. So it has its own perp dex right here. So because of it touches on so many different bullish narratives, right now it's only sitting at a market cap of about $800,000. So in my opinion, and once again, not financial advice, I don't think it's too difficult for a meme coin such as Ass Liquid to reach into the hundreds of millions or more. So that would be a potential 100x from here or more. And because of that, I'm going to be putting Ass Liquid in the godly tier. So next up we have is Mr. Migos. So Mr. Migos was popular probably about a year ago. And to many actually were, considered actually Mr. Migos as the mascot for the base chain. Of course, that now has changed to Toshi being the mascot of the base chain. And right now the market cap of Mr. Migos sitting about $20 million market cap. But, a lot of lore seems to have, kind of rubbed off from this meme coin here. But once again, we saw meme coins, it could automatically just resurge really quickly. But at this moment, I'm going to be putting Mr. Migos in the good category. I think if there's a lot more attention on this meme coin, and I believe that there will be, especially when cat season or cat meme cat meme coin season comes around, I would not be surprised that if we did this tier list video that we start to elevate, Mr. Miggles into the awesome or maybe even possibly the godly tier. But right now, because right now it's relatively quiet, but it is an established meme coin in the base ecosystem, I'm going to be putting Mr. Miggles in the good tier. So let's move on to Brett. So Brett right now, definitely a larger market cap, sitting at about a $600 million market cap, but also belonging to, the boys club, and also being, Pepe's best friend, and being, such a strong beta play to Pepe. Assuming, let's say, depending on how well Pepe performs this bull run. Once again, I mentioned that, in my opinion, that Pepe could be the meme coin, or, alongside with XPX 6900, one of the main meme coins to lead this meme coin super cycle. So, if Pepe were to get to, let's say, a market cap of, 10, 20, or $40 billion, it would not be hard to imagine that, Brett could run into the $5-10 billion or more. And because of that, I'm going to be putting Brett into the good category right here. And moving on is we have this one right here. It's actually called Loaded Lion. So this is the first time I've ever heard of this meme coin, but it's quite huge right now, sitting at over a $500 million market cap. But you could see that it came out in late August of this year. And the funny thing is it ranks among, one of the highest market cap meme coins, but yet it is not talked about. And one of the reasons why is that it's built on Crow. So once again, Crow is like the main token for the crypto.com exchange. And right now, when it comes to crypto.com and Crow, there's really not much. This is their X page right here. You'll be seeing it loaded. This is their icon, but there's really not that much really sexiness or allure when it comes to the the Crow token right now, or even crypto.com, even though it's a highly efficient exchange. Right now, if we were to go back to the ranking right here for Loaded Lions, simply by the fact that it has a market cap of $500 million, so obviously it has a way to attract attention and money to this particular project here. But to many, they've never even probably heard of this meme coin. For this moment, I'm just going to put it in the fair category right here. But, if Crow has their season, we may be seeing an elevation of Loaded Lions into, let's say, the good tier, for example. Right now, we'll put the Loaded Lions meme coin into the fair tier. And also, they do have an NFT component to it as well. So that could be a very strong catalyst during the NFT season that could boost the valuation and market cap of Loaded Lions. Let's talk about Momo, which in my opinion, and probably to the crypto community, is a fan favorite, and also being Bonk's sister and being the first female Shiba Inu. I believe that just alone those two main catalysts is something that sets it apart from the rest of the meme coin competition. Also, their community is super strong. So really awesome to see a strong community with a very with a very unique meme coin, especially being the first female Shiba Inu. And I believe because of that, it's going to have worldwide appeal, especially when it comes to being a main catalyst to attracting females into the crypto space. Because one thing that we do understand right now, that crypto is a male dominated industry. So, we need to find an effective way to onboard the female demographic into crypto, and Momo could serve as one of those catalysts. So right now, Momo is sitting about a $7 million market cap. And, during the euphoric phase, I believe that I could run really hard. So what I'm going to be doing is, before I would put Momo, I believe at the godly or awesome tier, but I'm going to keep Momo in the godly tier simply because of its uniqueness, because of its, universal appeal, especially to onboarding females, being the strongest play to Bonk as well, and also having a super strong and supportive community. So let's move on to the next one, and this one right here is called Snex. So it was really popular probably about a year ago, and when we think about Cardano, we just think pretty much of a lot of people just think as a boring blockchain that pretty much doesn't really work, right? They're still working on their technology and so forth. So a lot of the kind of like the shiny object syndrome has kind of rubbed off on Cardano, but yet Snex, their market cap for this meme coin is sitting about $250 and $50 to $300 million market cap. So they still have a sizable community backing up this project here, and they're pretty much the only main meme coin when I think about Cardano that comes to mind. So you know, really it doesn't have any competition at this moment when it comes to Cardano meme coins. But once again, there's really not that much hype and attention around Cardano, especially over the last you know, couple of years here. So right now, you know, I'm inclined until you know, Cardano at least, or SNEC finds a way to attract a lot of eyeballs and attention to this project here. You know, I think that I'm going to be putting, at best, SNEC has about fair potential for this bull run here. So I was actually inclined to put in the garbage, but I don't think that would be fair. They have a very, very strong community if you know, their market cap is still sitting in the hundreds of millions. So let's go ahead and end this meme coin tier list for Uptober part 1 with Pumpy here. So Pumpy is the mascot for Pump.FUN, and we had talked about, you know, how potentially crazy Pump.FUN could run to, especially with its ability to onboard content creators with large followings, which in turn has the ability to attract a lot of retail into the space, and we have seen, you know, a lot of attention and liquidity jump into Pump.FUN, and especially their projects very, very, very fast. So being the mascot of Pump.FUN, and right now sitting at a market cap of only $1 million, I believe that Pumpy can pump really, really hard during the euphoric phase of this bull run. So it would not be you know, surprising to me, at least, that we see Pumpy reaching into the hundreds of millions and more. Once again, this is just my opinion, not financial advice. So because of that, I am gonna put Pumpy in the godly tier. And as always, nothing in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own research. Also, crypto is risky, so as much as everything could go to the moon, it can go down to zero as well. So please invest responsibly. Also, I am not a financial advisor, so if everything in this video sounds good to you, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, and give this video a big thumbs up. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.